I heard this recently from a
to
CGA.
another guy, but regardless. So you were going that you were talking to another guy, but regardless. So you were going to do that. And you got called out. And now you acting a monkey. Ape, baboon, Donkey Kong. Let's continue.
Leaving me like this. I'm in Singapore. It took me 24-hour flight to.
Okay, so why you? And now I'm a victim. It took this, and I'm in Singapore. You chose to fly to Singapore. He didn't make you fly to Singapore. You made a choice. Now you made a poor choice to talk to another guy or go downstairs and talk about this guy to your mama. Regardless, now he called you out on your. So it doesn't matter that you're in Singapore. Let's continue.
Here, away from my friends and family. You would desert me in Singapore? So I get to the new hotel. I look at my itinerary. That man canceled my flight.
Exactly. Absolutely. That's what he should have done. And I've done similar. If you follow me over on Locals, I cancel women's return flights if they don't follow instructions. Okay. You don't follow instructions, I cancel your return flight. Now, how you ever get home, however you get home, big girl, that's on you. Now,
and I'm gonna have to say that I highly recommend not doing that. Don't do that. Don't cancel her flight. You fly a chick out, things don't go right. Don't, you got to remember, and I keep preaching this. You're gonna lose sometimes. Sometimes it's not gonna work out. So if you say you want to get into the fly out game and you start flying girls in, you spend $300, $400, $500 to get her to you. You put up in a room. You're paying for an opportunity at that. She's like my man said, you're not obligated to do anything. And a lot of times, especially with the first time, you don't know her personality. You don't know her. You've been communicating off the Instagram or the texting or whatever. You might have been talking on the phone, but you don't really know her. You don't know how it's going to go. But if it don't go your way, and she turns out either to be a piece of shit, or you don't like her personality, or she gets there and she's not attracted to you and she just not open to you, you got to eat that. But you don't go out there and cancel her flight back and leave her stranded, or kick her out the room and leave out there in the streets. You don't do that. That's you want fly out mode, you want trick mode. You bring her in. It doesn't work out. You know it's just not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out. Kicking her out and canceling her fight is an emotional reaction. You're angry, you're hurt, you feel slighted, you react emotionally. You don't want to hold that L. You want her to carry that L. All right, bitch, fuck that. I'll cancel your motherfucking flight. I'll put you out this room. In this story that Coach Greg was telling, he's talking about this chick, the dude who she went out there, he put her out the room. Now, the girl might have been doing something bad, but he put her out the room. Canceled the fight and left her in Singapore stranded. And my thing is, you're going to feel an emotion when it doesn't work out. You're going to feel slighted. You're going to feel hurt. But the difference between people who are emotionally intelligent and people who are not is how you react to the emotion that you feel. That's why that dude, I forgot his name when I was on True Prodigy's podcast. He was like, don't you get mad if you take a chick out and you spend on her and then you don't get nothing? He said, if I buy one drink, I expect to take her home and bang out. And I told him, I don't get mad, because I go in understanding that I'm spending to see if there's compatibility. If there's not compatibility, I immediately accept my L Meaning everything I invested in meeting with this young lady, I accept that I lost that and I will get nothing for it. Just like record companies. Record companies sign 30 artists and only 2 of them pop. The other ones, they invest in them, they give them in advance, they put out singles, videos, nothing happens. They ain't got it. They lose. They have to accept that L. You know, and that's just like when you trying to initiate with a female, whether you courting or monetized dating or whatever you're doing. You got to be willing to accept your L. So you switch from trick mode when you bring her there, you put her in the room and all that. It don't work out. You go to self-preservation mode. If it don't work out, and she got a stank attitude, even if she played you, she got another nigga that's here that she wanted to see. So she tricked you into flying her in, and she leave, because that happened to one of my homies, and go see her be with another nigga and turn off her phone. You flew her out for another nigga. You got played. You gotta, first thing you do is accept your L. This L is mine. I'm gonna hold this. I don't want her to hold it. Your job is not to punish her. You don't punish her. You don't react emotionally. You go to self-preservation mode, and the number one thing that you should be concerned about is that that young lady makes it back home safe and sound. You don't cancel her room. You don't cancel her flight. As a matter of fact, you still pay if you need to for her to get to the Uber, to get back to the airport. You make sure you do everything in your power. You don't raise your voice. You like, oh, you don't want to do this? No, I ain't gonna do that. Okay, well, it was nice meeting you. Just, you know, you got your flight information. Everything good? Okay. Well, I'll make sure if you need an Uber, just let me know. If you need some money to get back to the airport, let me know. Shake her hand and leave. Make sure you do everything possible to not disrespect her, to not make her mad, and to make sure that she get back home safely. Because the worst thing that could ever happen to you is that she don't make it back home safe. First of all, you could end up in jail or in the courts having to prove you didn't do something that somebody said you did. Second of all, you don't know who she know. Her brother might be the biggest gangster in Houston. They might send the boys over here looking for you. She got your name, because if you flying out, it's done been some name and information. Anybody information is easy to get for a low price. You don't know who loves her. You don't know who's willing to kill you behind her. You got to think smart. You can't think emotional, bro. So no, you don't kick out the room, cancel her flight, leave her stranded. You don't know what happened to her. What if that chick end up dead? Never made it back. Well, who's the last person they seen her with? You. Nigga, your number one goal will be make sure she get home safe. In every situation, no matter how bad she treats you, how much she play you, how big of an L you got to take, your job is to make sure she get home safe. Not to disrespect her, not to argue, not to cuss her out. Just to, okay. Well, you know, you still got your flight. Need anything, you get stuck with her, holler at me. We want to make sure you get home safe. We want to make sure you safe. You know what I mean? And take care of her. And that's a part of being a gentleman. That's a part of being a man. And that's a part of having emotional intelligence, because ultimately, that's all about you protecting you. The worst thing that can happen to you is that she don't make it home safe. Or she ain't got the money. She got to call somebody in the relative. They got to give her enough money to get on the bus. She gonna get on the bus mad as fuck. Now it's gonna she a flight that would have took an hour and a half. Now she gonna be on the Greyhound for two and a half days to get home. Being in all kind of creepy places. Barely got enough money for food. Now her mama mad at you. She gonna tell her brother, her uncle. They know your name. They know what city you live in. They can find your monkey ass. Yeah, nah, don't do that. Do not do this shit that Coach saying, because that ain't good for you. I never recommend this. I don't give a fuck. Even if you in another country, don't do this shit right here. Don't do it.
It doesn't matter that you're in Singapore. Let's continue.
Here, away from my friends and family, you would desert me in Singapore. So I get to the new hotel. I look at my itinerary. That man canceled my flight.
Exactly. Absolutely. That's what he should have done. And I've done similar. If you follow me over on Locals, I cancel women's return flights if they don't follow instructions. Okay. You don't follow instructions, I cancel your return flight. Now, how you ever get home, however you get home, big girl, that's on you. Now, if you don't want your flight canceled, you buy the ticket. You buy the ticket, all right? Which you're going to find out. They're going to say, well, I don't have enough money to buy the ticket, whether they do or not. Okay, well, that's your problem then. Now, that means I have control and access over the flight. I'm going to get the refund. I'm going to cancel your flight. You find your way home. All right, if that's what you want to do. So he's right. Cancel that bitch's return flight. All right. And now she has to find her own way. And there you can see she's saying there she's stranded.